Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to make pizza using fresh basil leaves grown right in my backyard along with a few other simple ingredients. To start with the pizza base, add half a cup of warm water to a bowl, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of dry yeast. Make sure the water is lukewarm, just warm enough to activate the yeast so it can rise and ferment the dough properly. Mix it well and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. While the yeast is getting activated, let's pick some fresh basil leaves growing in my backyard. I am harvesting a few leaves now to use in today's recipe. It smells amazing and adds a rich aroma to the pizza. Coming back to the pizza base, now add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I usually use unbleached all-purpose flour. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then mix everything thoroughly. If the water feels too little, add more gradually, 1 spoon at a time. And if the dough starts sticking to your hands, just add a little more oil and mix thoroughly. Before letting the dough rise, grease the sides of the bowl with a little oil so it doesn't stick. Cover it with a lid and place it in a warm spot for 30 minutes to an hour until the dough rises. I usually keep it in the oven that's been preheated to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, then turned off. Just make sure the oven is off before placing the dough inside. Now it's time to cut all the ingredients for the toppings. Starting with the garlic, I love adding a bit extra because it gives the pizza that perfect punch of flavor. Next up, mushrooms. I prefer using baby bella mushrooms over white button ones. They are a little firmer and don't release as much water when cooked. When it comes to onions, I like slicing them into vertical halves. It looks great on the pizza and also cooks evenly. For capsicums or bell peppers, I like adding bright colors like this yellow one and sometimes red instead of just the usual green ones. Now comes the fresh basil leaves from the backyard. And finally, olives, my favorite. I always end up munching on a few while cutting. They are just too tasty to resist. Now all the toppings are ready, fresh, colorful and full of flavor. Now I am taking out the dough from the oven. It has risen nicely after fermentation. I am sprinkling a bit of flour on the surface to prevent sticking and then rolling it out into a pizza base using a rolling pin. Once the base is ready, take a pizza pan, pour in a little oil and spread it evenly to prevent sticking and help the crust crisp up. Now place the pizza base on the pan and gently spread it out to fit the pan evenly. Add about 2 teaspoons of olive oil and spread it evenly over the base using a brush. I prefer using olive oil for its flavor and richness. Next I am using classico traditional pizza sauce. It's one of my favorites because it has a nice balance of tomatoes and herbs. Now I am sprinkling just a little salt since the olives are already quite salty and I don't want to overdo it. Next I am adding some freshly crushed black pepper. Now it's time to add all the toppings: garlic, onion, capsicum, mushrooms, olives and of course those fresh basil leaves. Finally I am adding 2 kinds of cheese. First a generous layer of shredded mozzarella and then some cheddar for that extra flavor and color. Now that all the toppings are in place, the pizza is finally ready to go into the oven. Before placing the pizza into the oven, I have preheated the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. With the oven temperature set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, I have set the timer to 40 minutes. You can always adjust the timing based on how crispy you like your pizza. Once the pizza is done, take it out of the oven and transfer it to a wooden base for cutting. Use a pizza cutter to slice it into pieces and serve hot. Just look at that. Crispy crust, melted cheese, and all those fresh toppings. It smells incredible. I can't wait to gobble it up now. You can also sprinkle some chili flakes on top if you like your pizza extra spicy. Hope you enjoyed this pizza preparation video. Thanks for watching.